Hey everyone, it's Dr. H, friendly wargame guy at the Air Command and Staff College. This video is largely about strike basics. How do you read, how do you read the pieces? What pieces do strikes? What do the markers mean? That's what this video is about. We're going to get into more detail about all of this stuff in further videos. But for now, right? So don't forget, right, there are some land units that can do strikes. So we have artillery strikes, we have headquarters that can do strikes, and we have helicopters that can do strikes. Now, mind you, these units can also do close support, and you get 2 uses of each one of these per turn. So, am I going to use it for strikes? Am I going to use it for support? That's up to the GIFLIC, because these are GIFLIC pieces. Right, naval units can do both bombardment, right? The range in hexes is a superscript, and its value is the big number at the bottom. They also can shoot missiles at each other at the appropriate times. So you'll use the big number at the bottom, and that'll be a naval strike, specifically a naval strike. Aircraft can perform strikes. Let me grab and pull this arrow over here. Aircraft can perform strikes, right? So the strike value is the last value on the marker. Keep that, so they can do that. When you perform strikes, you're going to get a strike 1, strike 2, strike 3, or no strike 3, which is an X, or no result. So you'll mark those with strike markers, right? Strike 1, strike 2. And then some things can be marked as destroyed. Some things can just be picked up if they're destroyed. You also have defensive units as part of this system, right? So we have air defense units. Air defense plays a significant role in how all of this is going to go down. But 9, 8, 5 here, right? So this is a Patriot battery. How do I read it? So 9 is the detection value. 8 is the SAM value. 5, it's in little hex, is the range in hexes of the Patriot SAM. There's a nice picture of Patriot battery. It says Patriot on there to help you out. There's also a special defensive unit called THAAD, right? THAAD shoots down ballistic missiles. It's only useful for shooting down ballistic missiles. It is a 9 detection value and a 9 defense value. Its range is determined largely by the scenario. So if THAAD's available, you'll get it. You can also shoot ballistic missiles. You can also shoot cruise missiles. Cruise missiles can be ground launched or they can be air launched, usually off of bombers. Ballistic missiles are launched off of launchers. These are usually kept in points, so you'll get a certain number of points of ballistic missiles, a certain number of points of cruise missiles in order to use when the time comes. So, right, keep in mind, right, GIFLIC assets, artillery, headquarters, and helicopters, GIF-MIC assets. Naval strike, naval bombardment. Also, it's possible that some of these naval assets will have cruise missiles with them. JFAC gets airplanes to do bombing with. Also, the JFAC is concerned about air defense as the area defense commander, and so needs to think about where to put their Patriot pieces, and put their Patriot pieces, where to put that. This is all part of the strike system. The strike system largely comes through the advanced strike table. Now, obviously, we won't be rolling on tables, but what matters is terrain, right? So as you can see down this side of the strike table, we have terrain, right? That's the terrain of the target hex. We have, as you read over, you'll find the column that matches what you're striking with. So it could be headquarters, could be a helicopter unit, could be a number, right? That's based on the strike value of an airplane, for example. Could be a cruise missile, it could be a ballistic missile. You'll have that column that you're going to roll on, and then you have this long list of DRMs. Now, mind you, this set of DRMs is very lengthy. Very few of them will apply at any given time, right? But knowing what DRMs do apply is helpful. But the biggest thing that you really need to know is that some things are better striking, right? Further on the right in the column, cruise missiles are really good. And then what kind of target you're going after is also important. Correction, the terrain you're going after, unless it's a hardened targets are largely defined by a scenario. So that's what you're going after. Now, when I say strike, 1, strike 2, damage, that's pretty abstract, right? We're not trying to keep track of every little thing that got blowed up or ran out or you're short on this, you're short on that. We're not trying to do all of those things. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the strike results table, which is right here, right? So we have the strike effects table. And the strike effects table tells you what the effect of the strike is in the rules to that particular piece. So, right, we have the pieces itself, right? Down this column, right? So whatever it is you struck, and then the value of the strike, 1, 2, 3, right? What is the effect of that? And the strike effect table tells you what the strike effect is, right? So we have this very generic system, strike. It applies to a lot of different things. It represents some level of damage, degradation, disrepair, shortage of ammunition. There's a lot of things that strike can fundamentally represent. But its effect on any particular piece is here on the strike effect table. So remember, lots of pieces can do strike. Keeping strike organized, right, is through the gyptle, which we've talked about. Keeping the gyptle is the J3's job. The J3 is responsible for coordinating fires and using theater weapons. Everybody else has some pieces that can, in fact, do strike. So you want to coordinate through the J3 to do that. Air defense is going to be part of it. So that's a lot of that is JFAC responsibility. And if you want to know what any particular strike means, look at the strike effects table. So that you know what strike means when you get done with it. So this is an overview of strike. There's a lot more to say about strike. We're going to say a lot more about strike. Don't worry about it. But for right now, this has been largely an overview, and hopefully this has prepared you to dig further into strike in your world. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, and I will see you in the next one.